Philadelphia in the early 1700s was a city carefully envisioned and meticulously planned, yet still in the earliest stages of growth. Market Street, the main civic spine, stretched through the city, linking the bustling waterfront to the emerging residential neighborhoods. Designed by William Penn, the street grid avoided the overcrowding and narrow lanes of European cities, giving Philadelphia a sense of order and modernity from the very beginning. Along Market Street, the first courthouse stood as a symbol of law and civic structure, while Christ Church rose just north on 2nd Street, destined to become one of the most important religious centers in the colonies. Life along Market Street blended governance, commerce, and daily activity, and it set the foundation for Philadelphia's future prominence in the American colonies. By the 1720s, Philadelphia had emerged as one of the most significant trading centers in British North America. The southeast prospect of the city shows its waterfront along the Delaware River, bustling with ships carrying grain, timber, furs, and other goods across the Atlantic. The orderly rows of houses, following Penn's grid plan, demonstrate the city's careful expansion. The streets and docks were alive with workers, merchants, and sailors, moving goods, negotiating prices, and preparing for voyages. The city's layout allowed commerce to flourish while still maintaining a sense of civic order, making Philadelphia both efficient and accessible. It was a city where global trade directly touched everyday life, connecting the colonies to Europe, the Caribbean, and beyond. The London Coffee House stood at one of Philadelphia's busiest intersections, a central hub where commerce, news, and politics converged. Merchants, ship captains, and officials gathered here to discuss deals, arrivals, and financial news. Yet, the coffee house also bore witness to the harsh realities of colonial society, as enslaved people were bought and sold in its shadow. This duality of opportunity and oppression was woven into the very fabric of Philadelphia's early civic and commercial life, reflecting the complexities of urban growth in the colonies. By the mid-18th century, Philadelphia was beginning to develop institutions that reflected a growing sense of public responsibility. The House of Employment, also known as the Almshouse, housed the poor, unemployed, elderly, and mentally ill, providing a structured form of social welfare. Nearby, the Pennsylvania Hospital, founded in 1751, became the first hospital in the American colonies, offering medical care and pioneering public health initiatives. Their placement on the outskirts of the city demonstrated the careful balance between urban density and social planning, ensuring that civic responsibility did not disrupt daily commerce or residential life. Together, these institutions marked Philadelphia's emergence as a city capable of combining growth with care for its citizens. As political tensions with Britain increased, Philadelphia became the focal point of revolutionary activity. The Pennsylvania State House, later known as Independence Hall, served as the seat of the Second Continental Congress. Inside these walls, delegates from the colonies debated British policies, coordinated resistance, and ultimately drafted the Declaration of Independence in 1776. Nearby, Carpenter's Hall, the headquarters of one of Philadelphia's most influential trade guilds, hosted critical meetings that unified skilled craftsmen and civic leaders in support of the revolutionary cause. Ordinary streets and buildings became extraordinary spaces where political ideas transformed the future of a nation. Life in the city reflected this tension. Markets remained active, docks continued to operate, yet there was an unmistakable undercurrent of anticipation and change in every civic gathering. Philadelphia's neighborhoods expanded rapidly during this period, particularly near the Delaware River, which provided a vital conduit for trade and travel. The streets teemed with artisans, merchants, and laborers, their homes and workshops clustered in close-knit communities. Cobblestone streets carried horse-drawn wagons and foot traffic, connecting residential areas to markets, civic buildings, and the bustling waterfront. Public squares offered open space for gatherings, trade, and communal activity, providing both a sense of order and a stage for the city's civic life. During the Revolutionary War, Philadelphia remained at the center of both military and political strategy. Maps produced during British occupation in 1778 detailed the city's streets, rivers, marshes, and farmland, illustrating its compactness and strategic significance. Beyond the well-planned street grid, open fields, wetlands, and farmland reflected how quickly the city gave way to the surrounding countryside. Control over the Delaware and Schuylkill rivers was vital, as these waterways supported transportation, trade, and logistics. Philadelphia's urban design, combined with its economic and geographic position, made it a key prize in the struggle for American independence. By the late 18th century, Philadelphia had become one of the most influential cities in North America, with a population that had grown to tens of thousands. Its streets and neighborhoods reflected both orderly planning and organic growth, accommodating commerce, politics, and daily life. The Center Square Waterworks, completed in the 1790s, provided clean drinking water to residents, representing a major public health advance. Designed by Benjamin Henry Latrobe, it showcased how practical infrastructure could be integrated into the civic landscape, marrying function with aesthetic design. Bridges, improved streets, and public lighting projects further transformed Philadelphia into a city that could support both a dense population and an active economy. Residential architecture mirrored this sophistication. Row houses and elegant townhouses lined streets, while merchant homes incorporated both utility and style. Canals and smaller waterways continued to facilitate trade, moving goods efficiently through the city. Streets accommodated horse-drawn wagons, carts, and pedestrians, with marketplaces and small workshops embedded in every neighborhood. Community life thrived alongside commerce, reflecting the balance between economic ambition and social cohesion. Philadelphia's role as a temporary capital of the United States between 1790 and 1800 further solidified its national significance. Federal government buildings, embassies, and civic structures transformed parts of the city into hubs of political activity. Delegates, officials, and foreign dignitaries moved through the streets, bringing new energy and influence to the city. Markets and neighborhoods adapted to accommodate this influx, while printing presses and newspapers spread information, ideas, and political discourse to the wider population. The city became a stage where commerce, politics, and culture intersected, highlighting the importance of urban planning in supporting national aspirations. By the dawn of the 19th century, Philadelphia had evolved into a fully developed metropolis. Its waterfronts were lined with warehouses, docks, and shipyards, facilitating international trade and domestic commerce. Streets connected neighborhoods, markets, and civic centers, allowing the city to function efficiently despite its rapid growth. Public institutions provided social services and healthcare, reinforcing the city's capacity to manage its expanding population. Educational, cultural, and intellectual institutions, including libraries, societies, and the University of Pennsylvania, reflected a thriving urban life that blended knowledge, commerce, and civic engagement. The city continued to expand outward, with neighborhoods extending along the Delaware and Schuylkill rivers, while new bridges and streets facilitated movement and trade. The growing port supported shipping and commerce that reached across the Atlantic, while streets were filled with merchants, artisans, laborers, and residents going about daily life. Row houses, townhouses, and public buildings reflected both functionality and style, creating a cityscape that balanced growth with aesthetic appeal. Canals, waterways, and small bridges reinforced Philadelphia's identity as a working, practical, yet beautiful city. Even as the 19th century progressed, Philadelphia's identity as a center of commerce, politics, and civic life remained intact. Its streets, squares, and waterfronts were vibrant with activity. Markets offered a constant flow of goods and interaction, while civic buildings continued to serve as hubs for administration, law, and governance. The city's careful planning, combined with its responsiveness to population growth and trade, allowed it to remain a leading urban center in North America. Philadelphia's legacy, built on a foundation of order, commerce, and civic responsibility, demonstrates how a city can grow and adapt while retaining a cohesive identity.